they are forever with us and a part of our souls and our gratitude.
Here's a song for the unsung hero, men who don't need fortune or fame to make them proud. He earns his respect with fairness and heart. His honor and integrity set him apart. He's a king among men, man of his word, always willing to help another. His favorite part, the end of the day, is coming home to his kids to play. So if you're looking for Superman, thought that the good guys were gone with John Wayne, here's to the heroes who seldom get praise. Fathers that do the best that they can, men who earn the name Dad. You can bet he'll be there consistently, 'cause nothing comes before his family. He's the boss all day, and after work, Coach Dad, trying to give the love that he never had. His little girls feel special, let this boy always win. When no one will listen, you can talk to him. He tells the best stories when he tucks them in at night. Somehow makes him feel that everything's gonna be alright. So if you're looking for Superman, thought that the good guys were gone with John Wayne, here's to the heroes who seldom get praise. Fathers that do the best that they can, men who earn the name Dad. Some men never had a father of their own. Others had dads who didn't treat them right, but they took a brick wall and made stepping stones to give the kids a better life and fight the good fight. So if you're looking for Superman, thought that the good guys were gone with John Wayne, here's to the heroes who seldom get praise. Fathers and do the best that they can.
Good morning. How are you guys? Good? Yeah. Gosh, I was so mesmerized by that music. I didn't even realize it was my turn to get up here. Thank you. Oh my gosh, I was meditating and just in the bliss. And definitely, Spirit is in this room. It's just so beautiful to be here with you today. And happy Father's Day for all the fathers. If it's okay with you, if you wouldn't mind raising your hand if you're a father or a father figure. Thank you. Let's yes. Thank you. Bless you. You have one of the most important jobs, and we are so grateful for all of our fathers. Thank you. When I was trying to think about what I'd like to talk about, I wanted it to tie in with Father's Day. And every time I thought about my own dad, I thought about what he has taught me about God. My dad was a devout Catholic, and honestly, he was the most loving, compassionate, honest, caring person, with the exception of my husband, that I've ever met. And he instilled in me the seed of faith. My dad's faith was different than mine is today. My dad, just a few days before he died, we were able to have a heart-to-heart talk, and I said, Dad, how do you do it? With all the adversity that you've experienced in your life, how do you walk the walk and talk the talk? And he said, honey, I just want to go to heaven. And what I thought was, I remember as a little girl in church, we would say a prayer, for I fear the loss of heaven and the pains of hell. And that was my dad's motivation. And that was my motivation at one time as well. And I see some heads nodding. I think that we all have experienced that fear-based faith. And fortunately for us, we found a new and better way. I'm not saying that is the best, or that it's not okay to believe that way. What I'm saying is that way doesn't work for me. And I think that the reason that you're here is perhaps it doesn't work for you. So I was thinking about God and the title of my talk. And one of the early things that I'd learned was a little booklet. It was a tiny, tiny little booklet written by Emmett Fox. And the title of the booklet was, I'm forgetting. the Golden Key to Prayer. Thank you. And many of you already know Emmett Fox. He's written 8 books. His most popular was the Sermon on the Mount. But the Golden Key has helped millions of people throughout the world, and it's helped me. Emmett Fox was a metaphysician, and he was a divine science leader. The Golden Key was published first in 1931, and then there was a Unity edition in 1944. And the entire 6 pages can be summarized into one statement. Stop thinking about your difficulty, whatever it is, and think about God instead. Emmett Fox says the Golden Key is a practical guide for getting out of trouble. Nothing but practical work in your own consciousness will get you out of trouble. Do exactly what the Golden Key says, and if you're persistent, you will overcome any difficulty. What I love about the Golden Key is that anyone, anywhere, at any time can use it. You can just pause and start thinking about God wherever you are on your spiritual path. Fox said, beginners often get startling results for the first time. For all that is essential is to have an open mind and sufficient faith. He goes on to say, prayer will enable you sooner or later to get yourself or anyone else out of any difficulty on the face of the earth. It's the golden key to harmony and happiness. So he says all that is essential is to have an open mind and sufficient faith. My first experience with this was several years ago. My girlfriend and I were planning a trip to Spain, and I was thrilled. It was going to be my first trip to Europe, and I think I was packed many months before we were even ready to go. My friend was living here in Louisville, and I was living in Florida, and about a month before we were supposed to go, she called me and said, honey, I'm sorry, I don't think I'm going to be able to go on our trip. I have Bell's palsy. She went on to tell me that the night before she didn't feel well, but she went to an event with the Louisville Orchestra instead, and she ended up leaving early, going home, going to bed. When she woke up in the morning, she made her coffee as usual, and when she took a sip of coffee, the coffee just spilled over her lips, onto her nightgown, and onto the floor. She looked in the mirror, and her entire right side was paralyzed and distorted. My friend's a physician, so the first thing that she did was start treating herself. That's what nurses and physicians do. So she took a steroid pack, went to the emergency room. My friend went on to tell me that most likely she will have some sort of residual from this deficit, and that she might even have this for the rest of her life. And what I said to her is, I'm going to put in the universe that you are going to be perfect. I see you as perfect. And when we go on our vacation, you're going to be perfect. She said to me, that's fine, but I don't believe all that universe stuff. What I said to her is, can you just open up a little bit and believe that I believe? Can you just do that for me? She said, yes, I believe that you believe. We went on our trip 4 weeks later, and she was perfect. And I think that she was even more beautiful than she was before because she was so grateful for her healing. And that is the golden key. Emmett Fox says you can do it for somebody else or you can do it for yourself. And I'm here as testament that it works. It worked for me, so it can work for you. Ask yourself, can I commit to having an open mind and faith that this would work for me? The golden key is a great tool to shift your consciousness from limited options of, I'm going to have residual and I may not be able to go on the trip, to unlimited possibilities. Remember, in Matthew 19:26, Jesus said, with God, all things are possible. Stop thinking about the difficulty, whatever it is, and think about God instead. I'm not saying that things don't happen. Everyone experiences challenges. When you have a challenge, you may think, holy shift. What do I do when shift happens? When I have a shift in consciousness? Relax and let go and think about God instead. When you think about God, your heart opens. You soften. You see things from a different perspective. You can react with grace, knowing that Spirit is supporting you. It's Christ in you, through you, that does the work. You just have to let go. Emmett Fox says your difficulty could be health, finance, a lawsuit, an argument, or an accident. Or perhaps your difficulty is with another person. It's simple but not easy, especially when you want to golden key someone else. Your object is to drive the thought of the difficulty out of your consciousness for a few moments at least, substituting it for the thought of God. Think about God instead. There are many synonyms for God. source, principle, divine love. Choose one. Substitute what works for you in that sentence. Stop thinking about the difficulty, whatever it is, and think about divine love instead. When you feel your intention with God, you are lifted up immeasurably, and you see things from loving and compassionate eyes. There is only one presence and one power in our life, and that is God, the good omnipotence. That's what we're here to remember. That's who we are. Let go of the difficulty and step into that. See things from loving eyes, not from fear, worry, and doubt. Fox says, the golden key to harmony is in you. Your essence is divine, and through prayer, you are the channel through which divine action takes place. In the book of John, it says, God is love. What does it feel like to experience God's love? Where do you feel God's loving presence? Is it walking in the woods, on the beach? Is it in your garden? Is it with a loved one or your pet? Or is it simply sitting in the silence? Where is it that you feel God? Think about God with feeling. We know thoughts and mind produced after their kind. So think about God, what it feels like to be one with Spirit. Let that be part of your essence. And let that ripple go out to everyone that you see and everyone that you meet. Think about God. Go over your picture of God. Tap into your feelings of your connection with God. When a problem comes up, you'll know what to do. Just golden key it. Let go of the difficulty. Drive that thought out of your consciousness. Absorb yourself in the spiritual world, safe and comfortable. Think, I'm going to golden key this out of my mind. Be patient and kind with yourself. Nobody does it perfectly. Know that you can start over any time of the day. You don't have to do it perfect every time. If you're frightened or worried, replace it with a statement of absolute truth. And remember, use the power in you, Christ in you, when you state that truth. Jesus didn't say, I think I want the water to divide so we can walk through here. Did he? No. He said it with vehemence. He said it with power. He demanded that. Claim your power. Use statements of truth. There is no power but God. God is love. God is my unfailing source. I am one with the presence of God. God's healing power is at work with me now. Let the question of the ways and means to God. Let the who, what, when, where, or leave the who, what, when, where, and why to God. Just relax and let go. You and Spirit are one. Claim your divinity. Spend more time and energy on thinking about God. That's the golden key. And then open yourself up to life's beautiful and wonderful possibilities. I would like to close with a quote by Reverend Margaret Flick, a Unity minister in Santa Rosa, California. When we apply the golden key to our daily lives and situations, we pray to let God be God in us, fully, powerfully, and lovingly. We contemplate God qualities that we can humanly express: love, compassion, forgiveness, empathy, justice, faith, understanding, and life. We rest in the knowing that we may not be able to comprehend the allness of God, But we can experience God within our hearts as love and in our minds as divine ideas. We golden key everyone in our lives, seeing them as the light of God. So it is. Thank you. And now let's prepare for our meditation. I invite you to remove any papers from your lap and close your eyes if you're comfortable doing so. Take a deep cleansing breath in and exhale. As you take another deep breath in, call to mind anything that may be burdening you or weighing heavy on your heart. And exhale. Another cleansing breath in. And as you exhale, let it go. Another deep, purifying breath in, connecting with your heart space. And as you exhale, continue to release. Gently bless all worries and concerns and let them go. Slow down your breathing, becoming aware of each breath as you relax. Relax your forehead, your face, your neck. Continue breathing slowly and purposefully as you continue to relax. Drop your shoulders. Relax your arms, your hands. Relax your chest, noticing each breath in and out. Let go of the tension in your back as you continue to breathe slowly. Notice that your thighs, your calves, and your feet are completely relaxed. As you continue to breathe, be aware of your divinity, your divine essence. Know that you and Spirit are one. Hold this divine image. Breathe the breath of God and feel the essence of Spirit in your entire being. For this is the golden key. The golden key to peace, joy, and love. I invite you to shrink that image and place it in your heart, knowing that it is always with you, to guide you, to protect you, and to love you as we go into the silence. as you come back to this present moment. You give thanks for the experience of oneness with Spirit. Thanks for the knowing that the golden key is always available in your heart. So it is, and so it shall be. Amen.
The dance floor is now open. You want more from this ordinary life. This is no ordinary life. All around, magic's been disguised. Lift the veil from your eyes. Wiser, wiser, rise up, rise up. Reclaim your power. This is your hour. Recalibrate, recalibrate. Change your fate, change your fate. Beneath the surface, you have a purpose. This is no ordinary life. You've been given an extraordinary life. All around, magic's been disguised. Step into your extraordinary life. Elevate, elevate. Celebrate, celebrate. Tune your station to a higher vibration. Shake it up, shake it up. Wake it up, wake it up. It's your decision what you envision. This is no ordinary life. You've been given an extraordinary life. All around, magic's been disguised. Step into your extraordinary life. Surrender, surrender. Release your splendor, release your splendor. Invoke the holy, ignite your sacred heart. Redeem, redeem your dream, your dream. Stay fascinated with everything. You can clap if you want to. You can cheer it. Oh, well, that's nice too. This is no ordinary life. You've been given an extraordinary life. All around, magic's been disguised. Step into your extraordinary life. Do me a favor. Pinch your neighbor. Look them in the eyes. Remind them this is not a dream. Some of us thriving. Some just surviving. All of us trying to figure out what it means. You want more from this ordinary life. This is no ordinary life. All around, magic's been disguised. Lift the veil from your eyes. This is no ordinary life. You've been given an extraordinary life. All around, magic's been disguised. Step into your extraordinary, extraordinary life.